Hello, Gemini. Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead. How are you, my friends? How are you, Gemini? Thank you so much for clicking here. I do appreciate you. So we're going to look at some oracle cards today. We're going to throw some tarot at it. Then we're going to clarify that tarot, find out what's going on for you in the week ahead. Please remember, Gemini, that whenever you find my readings, they're always going to be for the week ahead. And because time is not linear, it is fluid. And so for those of you who are coming in on this reading late, whether it comes to you, finds you, today, tomorrow, next year, it could resonate. It is a general reading. And for those of you who are in it real time, this is a reading for the end of July and the first few days of August. Keep in mind, we are in retrograde energy, right? Mercury goes to retrograde on the 4th of August. Let's find out what's going on here. We have a little bit of discontent and boredom. It's the Four of Cups here. What else do we have? We also have temptation. Interesting. That can happen when you are bored. Yep. And then we have, spiritual union. Okay. Gemini, it does feel like that there is, I want to say that you're feeling a little bit rejected or dejected. There is some, there's a castle and green and stuff. It's like you've got your back to it. And I want to say that almost it might be a little bit of envy. I always see that card as being a little bit green of envy, green with envy. And I feel like for somebody here that it's time for you to stop rejecting happiness. I feel like for somebody here, there is a temptation that's coming up and there is a spiritual union. I feel like for some of you, the reason that you do keep yourself in this, I feel like you're supposed to reject this temptation. So I want to say that there's two things coming up here, Gemini. For some of you, you are going to be tempted to go back to something that didn't work out before, something that may have been in the past. I feel like something in the past may be showing up again for you, but I feel like you're going to reject the temptation. And when you do pass this test here, Gemini, I feel like the spiritual union shows up. So I want to say that somebody is going to try and tempt you into going into another cycle. Because look, right, whenever we go to cycles, we start at the ace, right? It's the big deal, the blooms on the rose, right? And then we go to the 10, and the cycle ends. Now we have an opportunity at that moment, at the end of the cycle, to decide whether we're going to jump in feet first and try it again, or whether we're going to walk the other way. I think for somebody here, you're going to reject the temptation, and that is going to bring in a spiritual connection for you. So I feel like for some of you, you've been doing this cycle over and over again. Yeah, it's time to make some sort of a sacrifice here. And I think this is the Hanged Man energy. I feel like you are in the week ahead, you are in this energy of, you know what, I just can't do this again. I know where this goes. I know what's going to happen from here. I feel like you really are getting a perspective a perspective that you didn't have before. And that's why you're going to make the sacrifice of rejecting the temptation. Sacrifice is here. She's up to her waist in emotion. I really do feel this is going to be a hard rejection for you. It's going to be hard to reject this temptation, whatever it is. It's going to be different for all of you. Tell me about this discontent and boredom. And the reason it's a temptation is because I feel like I'm talking to somebody who might be lonely or who really loves this person, but they know that they're toxic. They know that the last time we were together, it crashed and burned. But I feel like somebody here is kind of feeling dejected or rejected, and when the temptation comes along, maybe they know when to tempt you. Maybe you just jump right back in. Tell me more about Gemini, please. We have barrier. Yes, I feel like you are putting up some type of barrier here. It's time for you to say no, because you know how that story ends, right? You've been in that cycle before. You know that this person is codependent. And the thing is the temptation might be that they're very hot, very sexy, very desirable. Maybe you have a lot of fun, but as time goes by, you understand that they are a person who is very codependent. They need you around all the time, or they're constantly busting into your life with whatever drama they have going on. It feels like there is a temptation here to get back with this person, but I don't think you will. We do have record. It's a memory thing. You must remember all of the strife that comes with being in the situation with this person, with this situation possibly. Could be an employer who's calling you back for another try at a position that you really didn't like and you weren't treated well in here. Tell me about this spiritual union. What do we need to know about the spiritual union? Because I feel like this is a test. And if you end up saying no to the temptation, I feel like the spiritual union comes in. And for those of you who are taking the temptation, I feel like, whatever's meant for you will never pass you by. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Like it won't pass you by, but the universe wants to make sure that you're ready for the spiritual union, that you're not going to take temptation. The record here is somebody writing it down, journaling it, thinking about it, right? Make sure you remember what went on back there. That's why journaling is so important. We do have compassion. So this person that comes in is somebody who is very much for you. They are compassionate, they are kind, they are someone, we've got a heart in the middle of the lotus flower, which means that they are very open, they're very spiritual. This is somebody who is connected to you not only by the heart, but also by the mind. I want to say that there is a spiritual connection here. This is somebody that gives you spiritual balance in love. This is something that I think that you want, but this temptation is really hard to say no to. We've got impulse. Yes. I feel like it's like an impulse thing. This person comes, this might be the love bomber. Be careful. That could be someone who doesn't necessarily have any rhyme or reason to make sure that you have what you need. They're the codependent one. They're the toxic one. They're the one who's bringing the drama. I think you already know who I'm talking about here. Let's get some cards on the table. Let's get some tarot. Tell me what else is coming up for Gemini, please. We all have a temptation, whether it is a person, a relationship, food. We all have some sort of temptation that we're working on. Tell me more about this discontent and boredom. The funny thing is it says barrier, and this person is behind the barrier, right? There's a fence between them and everything that's green out there. So I feel like this temptation is coming in at a time when you're feeling alone, very lonely, I want to say, and that's why it's a temptation. Tell me more about Gemini, please. Might be a relationship you've let go of, and this person is coming back again because we're in retrograde energy, right? We do have the Eight of Swords. It's going to be a really hard decision, but the barrier is telling me that, the thing is that this does look like a barrier, or maybe it feels like it because the person's eyes are covered here, but somebody here feels like their hands are tied. There isn't anything that I can do here. Everything, it's just going to go back to the old cycle. There isn't anything that I can change here. And I feel like you're sort of searching the mind. You're stuck here because you're searching the mind for reasons why you should. Because it feels good in the moment, right? But I don't think it's good for the long term. We've got long term as we pull up the Knight of Pentacles. It's not good for the long term energy. It's only good for the short term. And I think that's where the trouble begins in the mind here. I feel that's where you have the barrier. You have to put a barrier between you and the temptation. Tell me more about this temptation, please. We have the Six of Cups. Now the temptation is this. Not only are they hot, not only are they exciting and desirable, not only do you have a lot of fun with them once in a while, but this person is somebody who's connected to you from a past life. They are somebody who you've either spent a lot of time with them, possibly you're in a relationship with them, but this could be a workplace that you've been at for eons, maybe 15 or 20 years, and it's time to go. But I feel like whatever is being re-offered to you is something from the universe. It's saying, look, have you learned the lesson? Because if you've learned the lesson, spiritual union is coming. And the thing is I don't feel like you can make a wrong decision. Whatever decision you make is up to you. But I feel like one is going to come in as a temptation, and the other one is kind of waiting on the sidelines. The universe isn't going to send them in unless you reject the temptation. And it's going to be hard to reject the temptation because this person is a soulmate. Someone you've known for years, someone you have a lot of nostalgia with. There's lots of, water under the bridge with this person. They are someone who you maybe have over at Christmas. This person's giving this other person a gift, right? We do have the Four of Cups on the bottom of this card here. I feel like for most of you, you're going to reject the temptation. We do have the Seven of Swords because you can't trust this person. I think you've learned your lesson for most of you. I feel like you have learned your lesson because when this does come back up to you and you do reject it, I feel like you have this beautiful, compassionate spiritual union coming here. So don't give in to impulse, my friend. Tell me about spiritual union. We do have the Five of Cups. Tell me why we have the Five of Cups. You don't see it. See, The thing is you have your eye on the lack. This person is looking at what they've lost. And I feel like what you've lost is this person here. They could be a Capricorn. They don't have to be. They could be a Virgo. They could be, we've got water energy here, which is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. We've got sacrifice, which is card number 12, which is Pisces. I think we are talking about some sort of a partnership. This could even be a best friend. Maybe somebody's coming back who is quite toxic, and you're like, I can't do this again. Yeah, it's a realization. I really do love that. We've got the Four of Pentacles here. So I feel like you really have said no. You are shut off, shut down, and it is the ending for you. It is the end, and for most of you, you're not gonna let them back in. Some of you are really lonely, and this is gonna be a temptation. You don't want to be lonely, but this person isn't sticking around for you. This person is getting what they want, and they're going. And the hardest part about this whole thing is that they don't tell the truth. They don't have any communication with you after they take what they want. After you give them whatever it is they come for, whether it's money or passion or whatever it is, I feel like this person, you don't hear from them after that. I feel like the Seven of Swords tells me there's silence, disconnect. We don't talk to each other after that. The moon energy is here, right? And so for most of you, I think you already know what you've got to do, because the Seven of Cups is in the reverse. You already know what you have to do. You've learned your lesson. I saw the Page of Swords under the bottom of the deck here. So I feel like this is telling me here that somebody here is, when you reject this person, it's going to be terrible. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. It's going to be awful. This is somebody who you really have a lot of feelings for, but you know that they're not good for your life. I feel like you're going to be sad. You're going to be very focused on what you've lost here. But I feel like what you don't see coming is the spiritual union. I think for some of you, what you don't realize is when you reject this, you are going to feel terrible for doing it. And because you're lonely, I feel at this time. And then we have the Ace of Swords, and it's a realization. It's clarity. It's a realization that if I turn around the way that I think, I'm going to be able to see these two cups, and it's right here. Let's clarify just a little bit for you here. Gemini, tell me about Gemini, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Gemini, please. So I feel like you're in this energy for a little while. Maybe even a week, possibly, trying to make this decision, because the Knight of Pentacles is here, which tells me that you're being patient, you're going over the details, and you're remembering the record, right? You're remembering because either you've written it down in a journal or your mind is bringing it back. You've recorded it in the mind, and I feel like it takes you a long time to make this decision. Tell me what the decision is. We've got the Fool. For some of you, you are going to take the temptation. And look, it's not here nor there. It's not good or bad. It is a lesson. And for some of you, you still need the lesson. Others of you, I feel like after thinking about it for a really long time, you've decided, no, I need a clean slate. I need someone new, something different here. We do have the Queen of Wands. And we do have the moon energy here. So I want to say that this is really deeply emotional for you. This is really a deeply emotional decision that you're about to make. And it's taken you a really long time to get to here. But the Queen of Wands is somebody who is motivated to get what she wants, right? This is the person who's been hurt over and over and over again. The Queen of Wands is forged through fire. This is the person who's been hurt over and over and over again. And I think for some of you, what you don't see, because your eyes are covered, hands are tied, you're too lonely to say no. And the moon energy is here. I don't really know. Maybe they've changed. For some of you, that's what you're thinking. Maybe they've changed. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think that they have. I just think that you're having a really hard time pulling away from them because they are a soulmate. A soulmate who, I don't think that they lied to you, I'm going to say, Gemini, but I do feel there is deceit here. And I feel like there's I'm going to say, it's my religious training, sins of omission. It's like when you don't tell someone something that will help them make a decision that is best for everyone involved, that's a sin of omission. You omit things. So I feel like this person is possibly just not telling you some of the things, right? Because you're going to let them back in because they're a soulmate. They're counting on that, is what they are. We've got the High Priestess. We've got the Five of Pentacles, and we have the Page of Swords. I saw the Page of Swords on the bottom of the deck. I feel like this person's going to come in offering you a cup. It feels like they bring flowers or they bring a gift, and they're like, look, I've really missed you. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. The Page of Swords is here, but I feel like you are going to Be ready to face the challenge for some of you to say no, to say, look, we can't do this again. I can't reconnect with you. My intuition is telling me no. I have to listen to my intuition. It feels like your intuition tells you that this person is not being completely and totally honest with you, that either they don't mean to stay, they don't mean to make sure that you have what you need. This devil energy here, the tempter, is the one who's just coming to get what they want, and then they're going to be gone. And there's going to be the Five of Pentacles, and you know that. Why? Because you don't make any impulsive situations. Where was that? Was it another? Maybe it was another read. Don't make any impulsive decisions to commit. I'm going to say here, because this person, I feel, it hasn't changed. They're coming back with the same old energy. And I feel like the Page of Swords is telling me that you are going to have some sort of a clear mind, or a moment of clarity, of sharpness here, with a realization that, yes, this person is my soulmate, but I can't do this anymore. I can't do it. Tell me about the temptation and the record. We've got the Three of Cups. Yeah, they're coming in hot. I'm telling you. They're coming in and they want to take you out. This person is, when they show up, you're going to be really excited to see them. They might show up at your door. They could show up in text. It depends how close they are to you. But I'm going to tell you, this person's going to have you stuck in this cycle. The Nine of Swords is that for me. It is the cycle that you've been doing over and over and over again with this person. We've got the Nine of Swords and the Ace of Swords. You've decided that's enough. But this person coming back round again, it's going to be really tough, because you know how much this hurts. You know how much it's going to hurt to say no. But I feel like you've been working on yourself. And I feel like with the Eight of Pentacles present here, it tells me that you are being very practical about the situation, and you're really going over all of the details. You've recorded it, either written it down or in the mind. So I feel like for some of you, I feel like this is where you end up in the Five of Cups, feeling really sad that the party's over. This is no fun anymore, right? We've got the Three of Cups here, but the Three of Cups is poured out here, which tells me you said no. And so I feel for a lot of you that you don't realize that there is some sort of a spiritual union coming in. Whether you know them or whether you don't, doesn't matter to me. We have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Swords here. So you're having some sort of a realization that you love your peace. You love your stability. You love the place where it's stable for you, moving slow. My money is my money. I like to be independent and do what I want to do. There's no way I'm going to invite that chaos and drama back into my life. Because although I don't think that they mean to bring chaos and drama, when they leave and they stop talking and then there's silence and then we're just watching each other, all of that drama stuff ensues, right? So your clarity is about your abundance. I feel like you are somebody who's built yourself to here, and you're not about to give it away. I feel like if you are a business owner, this person coming into your life is a lot of fun, but I feel like they throw you off track or pull you off track, I want to say. We do have the Nine of Wands, yeah. Wounded warrior energy. You knew you were just going to get hurt again. I feel like for a lot of you, though, this spiritual union, whoever this is right around the corner, because the Nine of Wands is here and the Nine of Pentacles. We're at the nines, my friend. So these cycles are going to turn. It'll turn to the Ten of Pentacles. It'll turn to the Ace of Wands. And it'll turn to the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. You'll be dropping the burdens, and there is a new connection, which is long-term, sturdy. This is your legacy connection that's coming in. That's what it feels like here. This is somebody who is going to be slow, sturdy. This person's going to have your back. Tell me more about the spiritual union. This person could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They could be a Pisces, maybe an Aries, a Sagittarius, or a Leo, possibly a Virgo. Take it as it resonates for you. Who is this person? They could be a Taurus. This person, I feel, is the person who you will choose instead of the devil, the temptation, right? I feel like you're going to be giving this person the side eye, honestly, because I feel like you've just dealt with this person, and I feel like it's almost like an exhale. It's like, oh, what does this person want now? I feel like for somebody, it's like, now what? So we do have the Hierophant energy here. You are the spiritual teacher, and I feel like it's a matter of doing right or wrong. We get the devil next to the Hierophant, and I feel like you're listening to the higher self. You're not going to be tempted because you're healed. The stars here. You've healed that, and that's a huge, huge thing for you, my friend. It's all about the courage, right? courage and strength to be able to make a decision that gives you, even though it's a little bit of balance, it's the Two of Pentacles, it's not the 10, it gives you a little bit of balance, it is a win for you. It's a courageous win. Because courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the ability to look fear straight in the eyes. She's looking that lion straight in the eye and conquering her fear. And then we have the Six of Wands. You're going to get the victory after this. This is a temptation. I do believe that you're being tested by the universe. Are you still a dumbass or are you not? Look, I'm not calling you a dumbass. It just seems like the thing to say. But, and I'm not saying you're a dumbass if you take this person back. Understand that some of us need the lessons. I'm telling you, I've gone through the same lesson over and over and over in my life until finally, just last year, I shut the door and said no more. And some of you just haven't learned the lesson yet. That's all. Go for it. Do what you're going to do. I'm not telling you not to. But I'm telling you that if you decide not to do this, you have a spiritual union, which is the long-term everything that you've been looking for. I'm going to go for now, Gemini. Thank you so much for your beautiful energy. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I'll be back. And you guys take care. I'm always back. Bye-bye.